to count the number of children? Let's say if you have a lot of planets, is that considered a lot of children in the house, house 5?
No. House 5 in a Western astrology chart can tell you the number of children. So if you have Saturn in there, probably it's either 1 or 0.
Oh.
Okay. If you have Pluto in there, it is also 1 or 0. Because Pluto in a female chart in house 5 means your womb is not very good. Most normal women womb is like that, right? So if you have Pluto there, your womb is like that. So the baby cannot hold, the baby will just drop. So of course, if you know beforehand, then you can go for procedures to clip the cervical muscles together so the baby don't drop lah. That's one option. Another option is another possible manifestation is that with Pluto in house 5, your baby born already 有问题的。That means things like say Down syndrome lah, autistic lah. My secondary school classmate, my best friend in secondary school, she has Pluto in this house 5. She got 2 girls. Her womb got problem one, so she had a lot of problems conceiving these 2 girls. Her elder girl, you one look at the girl, you suspect the girl got problem, but of course she denied. It's only a few years later then she admitted that the girl is autistic. This is just one example. Another example is that in a female with Pluto with house 5, although Pluto is abundance, but it is also a denial planet. Where Pluto is, you don't have it. Whatever that house represents, you don't have it. Okay? So if you have Pluto in house 7, so obviously no marriage. No marriage doesn't mean no children. I have to correct that understanding. Yeah. Now, if a Virgo female has a child, no. Okay, you have heard of teenage pregnancies, right? I mean, obviously it causes a lot of trouble for the teenager, the child, and the teenager's parents. But if it's a Virgo female, usually it is a Virgo female that gets involved with teenage pregnancy. Usually. Oh. Yeah.
Oh, the nun.
Yes.
If I don't have any of the sign that you mentioned?
Have one. Everybody has Virgo. It's a matter of which house.
I mean, not in the house 5.
Not in the house 5. What do you have in house 5?
Jupiter.
Many children. Boys.
Oh, okay.
Are you married?
No, single.
How old are you? How old are you?
33.
23.
33.
33. Okay, so with Jupiter and Mars in there, you need to get your womb checked out.
Okay.
Go for
means got problem, is it?
Potentially, yes.
Okay.
I mean, I can give you that much of an insight. If you want more, then you book a session, to be fair. Any other questions? How to tell from your astro chart if you're what? Wait, the problem with my handphone screen is that it goes off. How to tell from your astro chart if your children will take care of you in old age? You see your house 4? House 4 is old age. So it's your life, right? So if it's your life, your old age, you see your own house 4. Then you see what planet is inside that. And don't ask me to go through all the planets lah, boring 10 planets, 12 houses, so many different people. Okay, so you want to see that, then you have to see house 4. How about Pluto in house 5 in a man's chart? Raymond Ong. Pluto in house 5 in a man's chart, right, can mean a few things. One is priapism, which basically means that he cannot ejaculate. His erection cannot die off. Taurus men, see, they're directly opposite, 6 houses away, Taurus and Scorpio. Taurus men got erectile dysfunction, right? Pluto, Scorpio man cannot ejaculate. That is the problem. One cannot get it up, one cannot get it down. So in terms of his sexual activity, of course, love-making skill is there lah. If not through skill, then at least through stamina lah. That's the easiest way to put it. And then Pluto in house 5 in a man's chart can also potentially mean that his organs got some problem lah. Have you ever seen, you know, bananas, 香蕉? When they grow, right, it's all one bunch together, right? Then when they grow, they fork out into beautiful single bananas, right? So when you have a Pluto in house 5, the man's organ may not actually form fully. Yeah. One of my cousins has the misfortune of having this planet in his chart. His penis is actually smaller than my thumb. My thumb is only this big. He's a 30-year-old man today. He's born with it. Nothing can be done. You can go for surgery, like implants and all that, but it's not something he's considering. Single, no girlfriend, don't want girlfriend, so okay lah. You're not interested in sex, or you're interested in cars and what have you, so no big deal to him. It's how it affects his life. If it doesn't affect him, then it's okay. He don't care about it. You see, when you see a chart, right, you don't go, ayo, the guy's so poor thing, cannot have children. No, I just said that his penis is deformed. I never say he cannot have children, because whether you can have children or not does not depend on the size of your dick. I'm sorry. It just doesn't. It depends on the quality of your sperm, which is in your nutsack, which has nothing to do with your dick. See the difference? Yeah. Now, when you see house 4 to see whether your children will take care of you in old age, you also need to see where will you be in your old age. If you're the active type, then your children will not be with you. I know I will be active. My old age, I'm very active. I'll be traveling to and fro. So staying with a kid is also out of the question, because I'll be staying a while in this country, a while in another country, that kind of thing. Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be starting now already this year, but I'm trying to put it off as much as I can because I'm very attached to my dogs. So when they're gone, it's probably when I will start hopping all over the place. Yeah. Okay. Any other question? Like gangster, I sit here and smoke. You know what? I'm Scorpio. Scorpio women, there are two types. One is very tomboy. One is very femme fatale. In my younger years, yes, I was clubbing a lot. I was hot and all that. But in your older years, it's like you really don't care. You just want to do what you want to do, what makes you happy, and that's it. I used to spend a lot of time on grooming, but after a while, it's like, yeah, waste time. 又不是说要嫁出去嘛，as long as presentable can be. So everybody has their own flaws, has their own what they think is important in their life. So you need to figure out what that is first, and then you focus on it, and then you make your life better. Okay, but there are a few things you should spend your money on: good food, real food, not processed food, education, health. These three things is a must-have. If you don't have this, you're so in trouble. Tommy, don't bluff, your passport photo like so young, and then you know how you tell whether a man is young or not? You see his jawline.
My passport photo, this one my uni photo only.
The jawline is very slim cut. Men in their younger years very slim here, but in their older years the jaw becomes bigger, broader.
Yeah, it's getting broader.
Yeah. So for female, it's the other way. Okay, for females, usually our face become narrower as we age. Yes, Hanshi, it does get narrower as we age. Yeah. Because you know why? It's very simple. It's a biological thing. Okay, with men as they age, right? You have to understand that when you go in here, this way, the point where it meets inside your cranium is what we call the pituitary gland. Let's call it the pit gland for short. The pit gland is what produces human growth hormone. So when it produces this HGH, is what allows you to grow. You ever heard the old folks, they always say, baby 没有睡觉长不大. Have, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So the thing is that this pit gland becomes very active when you sleep. It squirts out growth hormones into your body. That's why the baby can, just keep growing and growing because they sleep a lot when they're small. So for women, the production kind of stops or declines in your early 20s. And then women are not very sports related. They're not very sports inclined. We are more docile by nature, more passive. And then we get pregnant more. So when you have pregnant, your baby is growing inside your stomach, right? Where do you think the baby gets everything from? From mommy. So when they draw the HGH from mommy's sources of calcium, bone density, everything goes into baby. So when that happens, collagen also goes from mommy to baby. So as women age, this one becomes narrower. It becomes more sunken. Okay? My jawline now is very sharp. In my younger years, very square, like Tommy's one. But with age, it will sharpen. Now, another thing also is that women tend to go this way when they hit 30s because the thyroid gland also by then, the hormone here, the pit gland and the thyroid gland, they work hand in hand together to keep everything in your body working. Okay, so when the pit gland goes, the next thing to go is your thyroid. When your thyroid also goes, you go this way. For men, the pit gland retires in their 30s, mid 30s to late 30s. So for all these years, up to 35, 38 years old, right, they're still active, play soccer, run here, run there. So they are active. When they're active, the pit gland, the center here, it continues to produce HGH. And then they don't carry babies, right? So their own sources of HGH remains in their own body. So you find that in their 30s, they don't go this way yet. In their 40s is when they go this way. And then once they go this way, it's very hard to trim down unless they remain active in sports. Because you need to be doing 45 minutes of exercise every day for at least 3 years before your body starts to produce HGH again. Another alternative is sex. Yep. I'm not kidding. When you have sex, your body produces HGH. Yeah. Now, the hormone here, the hormonal thyroid, the hormonal balance here is important because when your thyroid isn't functioning, you cannot go under gas for surgery. Okay, you cannot wake up one. That's why before surgery, they always do all the blood tests. They will check the hormone levels, blah, blah, blah. Even for dogs. When my dogs go for dental, they have to go under gas. They always do a blood test to check the hormones first. If the hormonal level is not there, they cannot go under gas. They won't wake up. So same for human. So these are little things that the human body actually is a very delicate, interesting piece of machine, which is actually reflected in your chart. Yeah. So whether you got hormone issue, you got this issue, that issue, is all in your chart. Yeah. So that's why a session can take up to 2 hours. Some people take 3 hours. Some people, the chart very simple, 1 hour done. It all depends on what shows up because your chart is your mindset. I am basically helping you to see things clearer only. You understand? Yeah. 还有什么吗？
Okay, Esther, I got a short announcement for tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll be having our class. We changed the time because tomorrow is Saturday. So we started instead of 8 o'clock, we changed it to say later so that each of us can sleep a little bit more. So it's 10:30
a.m.
Yes.
Okay.
So talking about extension, I think you did touch a little bit today. We'll be talking about nobleman. Yes.
I'm trying to see, call up. Tomorrow is 11, huh?
Yes.
Oh, it's by you. Okay. So it's 10:30.
Yes. We changed it to 10:30.
Alright. Yeah, long. We got so early. I keep missing the 8 a.m.
I know. You were laughing at me saying that 8 a.m.
Yeah lah. Because I sleep quite late and then I wake up late. Yeah. So any questions, guys? It is what time? My
11:40.
11:40. I mean, I'm still good, but I think you guys should you should take some time out to read through your notes today, and then book your reading, and then we can very quickly get your charts read. Then at least you have some insight, some value. Otherwise, talk, but nothing is actually done. It's very wasting of your time.
I actually want to encourage everyone to book a reading with Esther. It's really a very good price now.
Yeah, it is. I be honest with you that normally this is $3,000. People get to, for $3,000 they get a whole day lah. But for I think for $100, 2 to 3 hours is a lot lah. Okay, and usually when they pay, my readings got different levels. Okay, if you're talking about just Western Astro, it's 3,000. If you're talking about both Western Astro as well as Party, right, it's actually 7,000. That's Sing dollars. But it comes with a lifetime guarantee in the sense that anytime I go for upgrading courses and I learn something new, I will give you the additional data at no cost. But today we're not talking about that. That is what I call the live reading. Yeah. So let's say today you are 30 years old, you book the live reading, right? And then your chart, I will read for you until the last pillar lah. But there's no guarantee that you will live until the last pillar lah. But I just read for you anyway lah. Then you can plan your life, right? So that's the live reading. But we talk about the reading that I'm offering to do for you today. It is something that is a lot less intensive, but it is still very full of details. It is enough to get you started for now. You understand? Because if you have never had your chart read before, and then suddenly you get all these data flooding you, very hard to swallow. So you start with something on this scale, it's just nice. It's